All right. Mattoon, excuse me, is 1-2. What are you looking for today to try to get your guys that extra advantage on the floor?
For us, it's going to be about high post touches against their 2-3 zone. They'll run a lot of zone, 1-2-2, 2-3. They'll press quite a bit. We just have to have that mentality, pressing and boost points. We got to ramp it up and try to score the ball pretty quickly when they're trying to press us. But once we get in half court, we've got to get that high post touch and just kind of make reads off that, whether we're scoring, whether we're dumping down or kicking out for a nice open three. But we got to get it in the middle against these guys.
All right, well, Coach, good luck tonight. Appreciate you taking a few minutes talking to us today.
Go Blackhawks.
Absolutely, thank you. Go Blackhawks.
Thank you, Coach.
And that's the basic here is Coach Brown couldn't make that any more simpler than what it is. They're going to have to really transition well and get that ball into the post and be able to score. So, all right, we're going to take a quick look at the sponsors for today's show here. Senior Citizens of Christian County, the exclusive sponsor of the Taylorville Tornadoes free throws. Keep active in your senior years. Enjoy trips, lunches, activities, and fellowship at the Senior Citizens of Christian County in Taylorville. Whenever a three-point shot is good, our friends at Landmark of Taylorville will donate another $3 to the Tornado Sports Boosters. Remember, you always do better at Landmark. And listen to the Tornadoes Country Financial Doug McKinney, player of the game, announced in the postgame. And Bruce, we were talking a little bit about this Green Wave team, and they got some playmakers on there. Taylorville's going to need to figure out a way to get to be able to get stops against some of their bigger guys.
Right, their leading scorer is Cameron Thomas, averaging about 13.5 points a game, along with Meade Johnson and Dalton Compton, both averaging around 12. But they got the 6'8" rim protector, so he'll give Jace Bergsnyder fits as Jace tries to drive it to the basket. And his name is Sam Bradbury, 6'8", looks to me weighs about, I'd say 260, 270, somewhere in that, about the weight I'm carrying right now, Leroy. And so look for him to protect the rim for Mattoon. So Taylorville's going to have to take shots from outside, and hopefully we're on tonight.
Well, they all look like giants to me because I'm only 5'3", so.
Well, I even tower over you, Leroy. But
all right, well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the keys of the game for Taylorville. We'll also take a look at starting lineups and look at the standings for the Apollo Conference as well. We'll be right back. You're listening to News Talk WTIM, Taylorville Tornado Basketball.
The end of the year will soon be here, and your eye care benefits from health savings accounts or health insurance deductibles expire on December 31st. This is Dr. Emily from Taylorville Vision Source, reminding you to schedule your vision appointment now before December 31st to utilize your vision benefits, as deductibles and other health care benefits will start a brand new year January 1st. To schedule an appointment, call 287-2020 or stop by our office located on Springfield Road across from the high school. Taylorville Vision Source, enhancing vision, enriching lives.
High school basketball means lots of action up and down the court. Shooting hoops and cheering on your favorite team. You and your family need the nutrition and protein that farmer-owned Prairie Farms dairy products provide. Prairie Farms milk, flavored milk, cottage cheese, yogurt, dip, sour cream, and 100% Florida orange juice all provide lots of protein, vitamins, and minerals for the game or day-to-day activities. Choose farmer-owned Prairie Farms dairy products at your grocer or convenience store dairy case to stay in the game.
High school football means lots of action up and down the field, touchdowns, and cheering on your favorite team. You and your family need the nutrition and protein that farmer-owned Prairie Farms dairy products provide. Prairie Farms milk, flavored milk, cottage cheese, yogurt, dip, sour cream, and 100% Florida orange juice all provide lots of protein, vitamins, and minerals for the game or day-to-day activities. Choose farmer-owned Prairie Farms dairy products at your grocer or convenience store dairy case to stay in the game.
And welcome back to Taylorville Tornado Basketball. Glad to have you with us. And, we are excited to be bringing you Taylorville Tornado Basketball as they take on the Mattoon Green Wave. And, again, very glad to have you with us today. And we're looking forward to a huge Apollo Conference matchup here coming up in just a little bit. Taking a look at some of the keys of the game. And one of those is going to be Taylorville's first quarter. Taylorville started off the game against Muhammad Seymour very slowly could not get points on the board. They're going to need to figure out a way to get some points no matter what they have to do early in the game and really not let this game get out of it.
I believe we missed our first 7 shots, Leroy, the first quarter last week, and Muhammad got out to go to the lead. We came back on him, got to within 5 there in the fourth quarter after we led by as many as 15 early. And then we just ran out of gas, and Muhammad hit free throws at the end, and we continued to foul, and it came back 70 to 51 loss. But like I said, you look at the conference standings. Why don't you go through them, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the teams Taylor's already played and the ones we haven't played yet in the Apollo Conference.
All right, looking at the Apollo Conference standings, Lincoln sits on top 3-0. We suffered a loss against them earlier this year on the road. We lost against Muhammad Seymour, who was also 3-0. We lost that game here in Taylorville. But again, that was a game where I think if we would have scored a little better in the first quarter, we could have hung with them in that game.
Right. I think Lincoln's the class of the conference. Them and Muhammad will meet. I don't believe they're meeting tonight, but they'll meet. They'll settle who's the best team in the conference later on. Effingham's 1-1, I noticed, and Mattoon led Effingham by about 8 points with 3 minutes to go the other night, and Effingham pulled away and beat Mattoon. So looks like the 4 teams are evenly matched: Effingham, Taylorville, Mattoon, and possibly Charleston, and Mount Zion brings up the rear. I think Mount Zion's still a little bit down, but they got some young guys coming up and should improve in the future.
And Mount Zion, I think, if I saw right, finished 1-11 last year, so they're going through a little bit of a transition phase for them as well.
We do play Mount Zion next Thursday night, the first game in the Taylorville Holiday Tournament at 8:30. So I'd like to invite everyone out to that. We're on the road tomorrow night against Rochester. An early start time for that will be 6:30 tomorrow night, and that's the Route 29 showdown with Rochester and Taylorville. And then we'll play our southerly neighbors, Payne, in another Route 29 showdown in February. So invite everyone to come to those games, and come on out to beautiful Dolph Stanley Court in the Taylorville Gymnasium.
All right, and another point that we want to make sure that we get across is Taylorville needs to control their sloppiness. We've seen it when they get frustrated, when they start to give up a few points, that they tend to give the ball up, they tend to get sloppy, and that's something that they're really going to need to focus on. And part of that is youth as well. Part of that is youth and inexperience. But
right, and this week we didn't get it practice as much as Coach Gunner would like to with the 2 snow days, so Taylorville was unable to practice. So we'll see what comes out tonight.
all right, and finally, free throws, as always, are a very important part of Taylorville's game as well. All right, we are getting ready for the national anthem, and so we're going to have a quick break. When we come back, we'll have starting lineups and much more. You're listening to Taylorville Tornado Basketball on News Talk WTIM. We'll be right back right after this.
High school basketball means lots of action up and down the court. Shooting hoops and cheering on your favorite team. You and your family need the nutrition and protein that farmer-owned Prairie Farms dairy products provide. Prairie Farms milk, flavored milk, cottage cheese, yogurt, dip, sour cream, and 100% Florida orange juice all provide lots of protein, vitamins, and minerals for the game or day-to-day activities. Choose farmer-owned Prairie Farms dairy products at your grocer or convenience store dairy case to stay in the game.
Laura Hadley here at Nikes Floor Covering in Taylorville, wishing you a Merry Christmas and thanking you for another year of outstanding local support. It's our pleasure to provide Taylorville and each of our surrounding communities with quality flooring, rugs, showers, and wall tile at affordable prices. Joe and I look forward to the new year and the continued opportunity it brings to make new friends and to continue.
one or two? What do you want? One or two rolls?
Cameron Thomas, junior, number 2. Standing at 6 feet tall. The senior standing at 6'1", number 3, Josiah Morton. The 6'2" guard, junior, number 4, Meade Johnson. The 6'1" guard, the junior, number 5, Malik Carter Smith. The 6'3" guard, who is a sophomore, number 10, Jalen Middleton. The senior guard, 6'2", number 11, Dalton Compton. The senior forward at 6'2", number 12, Mason Wright. The junior forward at 6 foot tall, number 13, Pierce Farmer. The senior guard at 5'11", number 14, Corleone Faulkner Elliott. The 5'6" sophomore guard, number 15, Kobe Cardwell. The sophomore guard at 5'11", number 20, Cooper Bergstrom. The junior forward at 6'2", Keegan Kurtz, number 21. The senior center at 6'7", number 22, Alex Yardley. The sophomore center at 6'8", number 23, Samuel Bradbury. And the junior forward at 6'2", 24, Hayden Williams. And as Bruce was saying a little bit earlier, they have some big guys that can really dominate at the bottom of the floor and towards the basket, and they're going to create problems for Taylorville.
This is going to be a good Apollo conference. We got the head referee tonight, Travis Guess. He's the president of Regions Bank and excellent referee, state-renowned referee in many of state finals games. So it's good to have Travis Guess in the house tonight.
All right, we are excited. We're going to have the national anthem. We'll be right back. You're listening to News Talk WTIM, Taylorville Tornado Basketball.
In the game.
And welcome back to Taylorville Tornado Basketball. We'll take a look at the starters for today's big matchup between the Taylorville Tornado and the Mattoon Green Wave. And looking forward to this huge matchup here at Dolph Stanley Court in Taylorville. Glad to have you with us for this huge matchup between these two teams. All right, let's take a look at the starters for today's Taylorville Tornadoes. Number 0, Raiden Gideon will be starting alongside Sean Jakowski, number 3. Number 24, Tyler Himesness will be on the floor next to Jace Bergschneider, number 25, and Wyatt Shirley will be rounding out the top 3 here as number 30. And looking forward to this starting lineup for Taylorville. They've worked well together. The chemistry has been good, and we're looking forward to see more of the same from these guys tonight. For the Mattoon Green Wave, number 2, Cameron Thomas will start. Number 4, Meade Johnson. Number 11, Dalton Compton. Number 12, Mason Wright. And number 23, Samuel Bradbury. Bradbury is the guy to look at. He's 6'8", but a lot of the play goes to Cameron Thomas and Meade Johnson, who will the ball very well, and they lead Mattoon in points scored on this year as they go through these starting lineups and get these already. We are getting excited because we are really close to Taylorville Tornado basketball. Give me a chance to go ahead and thank our sponsors one more time. We thank the senior citizens of Christian County and who are sponsors for Taylorville Tornadoes free throws. Friends of the Landmark of Taylorville who donate $3 for every 3-point shot that's good. And the Tornadoes Country Financial Doug McKinney, player of the game, announced in the postgame as well. And Bruce, another exciting game for the Taylorville Tornadoes. We're getting ready for it. You excited?
I'm excited. The announcer getting the crowd excited. I wish the band was here. That's my pet peeve. The band should be at the home game. But this is the game that was originally scheduled to be played at Mattoon. But due to some electrical problems at their school, they canceled it and brought the game to Taylorville. So I assume our second game of the
February 11th will be played at Mattoon. Correct.
So we're ready for tip-off here.
All right, and here we go. And again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are excited. It's Leroy Clamola alongside Bruce Berry, and we are ready for the opening tip-off. Taking the tip-off for the Taylorville Tornadoes, Sean Jakowski against Samuel Brad.
Travis Guest is ready for the ball game to start, and here we go with the tip.
It's up, and Taylorville will get it. Case Bergschneider picking it up. He got rammed into by Cameron Thomas. No foul, though, and Bergschneider takes it across middle court. Over to Graydon Gideon, getting him back to Bergschneider up at the top of the midcourt near the half-court line, and passing the ball around. Now over to Wyatt Shirley, back to Gideon. Gideon feigns to shoot, then hands it over to Jakowski, who does shoot and gets the 3 points from Sean Jakowski. Nice way to start for the Tornadoes.
Tornadoes off to a good start here. Jakowski hits a 3 from the corner.
Meade Johnson over to Cameron Thomas, who passes it in to Dalton Compton. Compton gets a runner and gets 2 points. 3-2, excuse me. Braden Gideon now with the ball.
Mattoon starts out in the 2-2-1 zone press, and Wyatt Shirley from 3, and that's good. 2 3-pointers for Taylorville, and they lead 6-2. That's a good start we wanted, Leroy.
Absolutely. Meade Johnson bringing it down over to Mason right over to Cameron Thomas, and they're going to call a foul, a holding foul on Jakowski.
They're working for position with their big 6'8" Sam Bradbury, and Jakowski gets called for a foul.
And those are going to be the matchups that we're going to watch, as Taylorville does not have the size that Mattoon does down at the bottom underneath the basket. So something to look at here. Long 3, and it's off the mark from Dalton Compton, but a rebound from Mattoon, and now going up with his Bradbury, and Bradbury gets 2 points. Bradbury's going to be able to out-rebound a lot of these guys down underneath the basket just due to his size. Now Bergschneider driving in the lane and gets rammed into by Bergschneider. The ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to go the other way.
That's the first turnover for Taylorville. Bergschneider needs to be a little bit more efficient with the ball. He turns the ball over quite a bit as he takes drives to the basket. And their 6'8" guy as the rim protector, we're going to have a hard time getting it in.
Cameron Thomas now driving in and goes up with it, and he's going to get fouled. He's going to shoot 2.
I think that's going to go against Bergschneider.
I do, too.
25,
Yep,
it's his first and the team's second. .6'4", Taylorville with the early lead.
And I don't know if they're just going to need to use Bergschneider as a decoy down underneath here.
Cameron Thomas with the first free throw. It's good and makes it 6-5.
Just due to Bradbury's just standing under the basket and blocking that whole row. He misses the second shot. And Taylorville gets the rebound, now going the other way.
Mattoon continues to press even after a missed free throw.
Wyatt Shirley over to Himes. As Himes is over to Gideon. Long 3 and off the mark. And off the hands of Jakowski and rebounded by Bradbury.
Their third rebound of the quarter. Taylor yet to have one.
Meade Johnson up at the top of the key. Bouncing back and forth, looking for a space. Now he hands off the ball to Cameron Thomas. Thomas driving in on the lane for a layup. Doesn't have it, so he passes it out. 3 from Meade Johnson, but he misses, and Taylorville gets the rebound. Braden Gideon underneath the basket. Now over to Bergschneider coming the other way. Bergschneider goes up with it and off the mark, but Jakowski is right there and puts it in for 2 points. good rebound and good assist and good second chance for Jakowski and the Tornadoes. 8-5. Driving in, but off the mark for Cameron Thomas, and now the ball's on the floor, and they're going to say it's out of bounds, and it's going to be Mattoon's
gets the ball underneath their own basket, right. 8-5, Taylorville with the early lead.
Looking for it, does find the opening finally, but the shot is off the mark from Josiah Morton. And now going the other way, and a good basket from Tyler Hines. 2 points of his own.
Tchaikovsky and Bradbury keep working underneath for position. Hope Tchaikovsky doesn't get called for his second foul.
They're really trying to double team him underneath the basket. Now driving in is McNeil Johnson, and
it's called for a travel.
Okay.
Probably would have been a charge.
That's what I thought it was.
Mattoon might have caught a break. It would have been a turnover either way, but no charging foul.
Now Tyler Hines is across midcourt to Wyatt Shirley. Shirley looking for something, doesn't have it, as he gets just gobbled up inside. Now a three from Tyler Hines, but it's off the mark left and picked up by Mattoon going the other way. Meade Johnson now shooting it, and that one's off the mark, and Mattoon having some shooting issues early in this game. Bergschneider now coming down the other way and loses the ball pass to Tyler Hines and picking it up, and shooting it is Cameron Thomas, and Thomas misses it, and Taylorville gets the rebound.
There's two easy layups there, one on the tip, and Himes is for three. No good.
Off the mark and rebounded by Meade Johnson. Very fast pace so far this first quarter. Dalton Compton now with the ball, shooting it off the mark, and he's going to get fouled off the push. Tyler Himesness with his foul.
Dalton Compton will go to the line, and according to the Mattoon stat sheet, he's shooting 1,000, 12 out of 12 from the free throw line, so that's not probably the guy you want to foul.
Compton shoots the first free throw, and now he's 13 for 13.
Nothing but net there. It's 10-6 early on, 4:03 left.
Now a substitution made. Bryce Frederick coming in for Sean Jakowski, and
we'll see if he bangs, but he did take Bradbury out too, and Yardley came in for Mattoon.
Second free throw's up, and that one's perfect
also.
Too. All right, going the other way now. Tyler Himes is picking it up over to Jace Bergschneider up at midcourt. Bergschneider over to Shirley. Shirley takes about 2 steps in, then stops his dribble. Now loses the ball and picks it up. Picking it up is Meade Johnson. Going the other way, going up with the Dalton Compton with the shot, and it's off the mark.
Short.
And now a foul into the basket.
That foul's on Yardley trying to block out Frederick, and good block out by Bryce Frederick, the young sophomore. Tell him about good free throw shooting. When I was in college at U of I, one of my fraternity brothers was Rob Judson, who played for the Illini.
Yes.
He made 45 in a row one year.
Oh my!
Before he missed one.
I can't even imagine that. Bergschneider misses the layup. Now the ball going the other way, and very physical underneath the basket as Mattoon's trying to fast break. 45 in a row, and now a three from Dalton Compton.
And that ties the ball game at 10.
Now a foul at midcourt.
I believe that's still an Illinois record. I think the NCAA record is like 57 or 58 in a row.
I can't imagine making that many free throws in a row. I made 5 in a row in 8th grade, and I thought I was the coolest guy in the world. Going the other way. Going up for it, Bryce Frederick off the mark, and now a big hack underneath the basket. And meanwhile, Meade Johnson picked up a foul for Mattoon.
That foul goes against Cameron Himes. It's his first and the team's fourth. Malik Carter-Smith checks in for Mattoon. Number 5.
Coming across midcourt, Meade Johnson. Johnson over towards free throw line, then passes it out over to Cameron Thomas. Thomas trying to create space, but he takes way too many steps.
That was the old NBA step back three, and the official called him for traveling.
You could do that at the NBA level.
Right.
I don't know if you can do that at the high school level, Bruce. Going the other way, Jakowski over to Bergschneider. Bergschneider across midcourt. Has an open Cameron Heimsness, who gets to Bryce Frederick under the basket, but Frederick misses. And now going the other way is Meade Johnson for Mattoon. 10-10, 2:30 left in the first quarter. Trying to get some space, but he loses the ball, and that's Alex Yardley losing the ball, not going the other way. Bergschneider up with it, and 2 points from Jace Bergschneider.
Bergschneider took the ball to the basket hard and dribbled in left-handed, put it up off the basket for good. His first 2 points.
Thomas now over to Malik Carter-Smith, and now
that's called on Bryce Frederick. Said the big men are fighting for position.
They really are.
There.
Go ahead, sorry.
They could call it on either one of them, but both times they've called it against Taylorville.
And it's really been something underneath the basket. You guys can't see this at home, but these guys have been really physical under the basket. A lot of pushing underneath there as they look for space, trying to get some space underneath the basket. Malik Carter-Smith and over to Cameron Thomas. Thomas back over to Meade Johnson. Johnson over to Carter-Smith, and now underneath the basket is Cameron Thomas, who gets his first field goal of the game, or his first field goal, excuse me. And now
it's 12-all with a minute 41 left.
And now Cameron Thomas steals it, and he's got 4 in about 10 seconds. Bergschneider coming down the other lane on a fast break, trying to get space, and he gets bumped, and the ball gets knocked out. He wanted a foul on Mason Wright, but there's nothing there. Now shooting the runner is Meade Johnson, and Johnson gets the points to drop. And the timeout is taken by Taylorville, 16-12.
Coach Brown very unhappy as Bergschneider took the ball to the basket, thought he got fouled. I thought he got fouled. Coach Brown thought he got fouled, but the referee didn't think he got fouled.
85% of this arena thought he got fouled,
Turned into another turnover for the Tornadoes, and Mattoon turned it into points, and they lead for 16-12, their first lead of the night.
And Taylorville's not going to be able to win too many physical battles underneath here. It's something they're going to really have to work on, especially as the game progresses. But I admire their hustle so far. It's been fantastic. Now Cameron Himes underneath the basket, or underneath midcourt. He's going to... Oh, they brought the ball in from underneath the basket. Shows what I know. All right. Wyatt Shirley coming down to the 3 and over to Heimsness. And Heimsness passes it to his brother, but the shot air balls, and now it's going to go the other way. And again, a lot of noise and movement underneath the basket. No call, though.
And Mattoon threw the ball away that time. So minute 7 left. Mattoon leads 16-12. Bergschneider has 2. Tchaikovsky has 5 to lead Taylorville.
Himes is into Bergschneider, and Bergschneider passes it over to Cameron. Cameron over to Wyatt Shirley. And Shirley travels, and now it's going to go the other way. These little stutter steps that the refs have been calling. Inbounding the ball now is Mattoon, who finds themselves up by 4 as we have a minute left in the first quarter. And Mason Wright passes the ball over to Carter-Smith, and Carter-Smith over to Thomas. Thomas loses the ball, but picked up by Carter-Smith, who goes in, shoots the jump, but misses it. And Jace Bergschneider picks it up. Fast break to Wyatt Shirley, goes up with it, and 2 points for Wyatt Shirley. He's got 5. 16-14. And now going the other way, and Meade Johnson now over to Mason Wright. Right over to Carter-Smith. Carter-Smith dribbling, then over to Cameron Thomas. And Thomas trying to get space. Pushes off of Wyatt Shirley and shoots it, but misses. And now Bergschneider picks it up again on a fast break, and Shirley goes up. And 2 more points for Shirley. He's got 7.
And that was a terrible possession by Mattoon. And he almost made a half-court shot.
And that's how the first quarter will end. 16-16. Nothing decided here, as we might as well be back to zero. And that marks the end of the first quarter. And Taylorville really able to come out here and get some points as the first quarter progressed. And Mattoon having to do everything they can to hang with Taylorville.
What a ball game so far, 16 all. Now the cheerleaders out on the court doing their cheer.
I lost my pencil. I don't know where it went. As long as it's not on the court. It is on the court.
It is?
Yeah, I mean, it's right. It's right there. Sorry about that, ref.
Thank you.
There's a little open space underneath this. I'm going to get kicked out of here.
It'll be Mattoon's ball to start the second quarter, and we're all tied up just like when we started the ball game, Leroy.
16-16, and we're going to get underway here, and Mattoon going to bring the ball in.
I take my son to the games once in a while, and he'd always tell me, Dad, I can tell you it's going to be the score before the game starts. And I'd say, well, what? How can you do that? He said, well, before it starts, it's going to be 0-0.
2 points for Samuel Bradbury, who found himself underneath the basket. Now the ball gets stolen, and
he has
shooting
4.
Meet Johnson, and Johnson picks up a 3.
5 quick points by Mattoon, a layup by Bradbury, and then a 3 by Dalton.
Now, and Taylorville struggled with the full court press last time against Muhammad, and now Mattoon trying to do the same thing, but Taylorville able to handle it a little bit better this week. Raiden Gideon with the ball into Tyler Heimsness. Heimsness trying to get some space on Samuel Bradbury, and now a 3 from Bergschneider. It goes in and out. No points. Going the other way, Dalton Compton, who shoots a 3, and that one's good. 7-0 run here early for Mattoon in the second quarter. Tyler Heimsness over to Wyatt Shirley. Shirley double team, now picking up his Heimsness into Chakowski, and Chakowski goes up for it, and nothing gets called again. The ball gets knocked out, and now going the other way is Meade Johnson. Johnson over to Cameron Thomas, in and out for him, and Bergstein picking it up, and gets rammed into by a Mattoon player, but no call again. Now Bergstein trying to go in. Now foul gets called for blocking. It's going to be on the floor.
Again, Bergstein recklessly ran in there, got lucky, and drew the blocking. Could have been a charge, and it would have been his second. On the floor, so no shot attempt for Bergschneider. And like I said, Mattoon scored the first 8 points here in the second quarter.
Times this into Wyatt Shirley. Shirley drives into the lane and misses the 2.
Throws it up wildly.
Well, they've been
stolen by Gideon.
And he steps
steps out of bounds.
Oh.
Have to be aware of where you're at on the floor, and so does the guy passing the ball to you. It's a good steal by Gideon. He got it right up the inline, but Tchaikovsky had ran past the inline.
Inbouncing it. Now Dalton Compton picking it up, shooting it, and a good 2 points.
He's a very good-looking shooter. Dalton Compton. He has 12 points already, and we got 6:14 remaining in the second quarter. And Mattoon's on a 10-0 run here in the second quarter. And Coach Brown calls his second timeout of the night.
Biggest lead for anybody today, and Taylorville needs to make some points. I think they're trying to draw the foul a little bit too much as opposed to creating space and getting points.
We've taken the ball the whole recklessly this quarter, and both times came up empty. And like I said, Mattoon's hit 2 threes and scored 2 buckets off turnovers, and they're on a 10-0 run in the first minute and 46 seconds of the second quarter.
Tyler Heimsness bringing in the ball now over to Chakowski, and Chakowski gets over to Bergschneider, who comes down towards the 3 and trying to get some space on Bradbury, and over to Raiden Gideon, who now comes in, and Gideon shoots the runner and gets 2 points.
His first 2 of the night, and Taylorville cuts the lead to 8.
And now driving in again is Dalton Compton, but the ball gets stolen. Berkshire picking it up. 2-on-1, goes up with it, and the ball gets blocked. And it's going to be Taylorville ball as the ball goes out of bounds.
Berkshire took that to the basket, but a good block by Mason Wright. And Taylorville came up empty again.
They had
to get the ball out.
2-on-1 with Raiden Gideon under there as well, but Berkshire took it himself. Now Berkshire with it at the top of the key and over to Jakowski. Jakowski's trying to get an alley-oop there, but Jakowski didn't have good hold of it, and now it's going to go the other way. Now blocks it. Berkshire blocks it. Shot from Cameron Thomas, and ball will go out of bounds, but a huge crowd lifter as Berkshire just stuffed Cameron Thomas on the shot.
And Josh Smith's trying to get the crowd in the game.
2 misses in a row there, and Taylorville will get the ball back. Wyatt Shirley over to, wide open Jakowski, who shoots the three, and gets it. Sean Jakowski with the three.
He has 8, and Taylorville cuts the lead to 5.
Wide open down in the bottom of the key, and now picking it up and losing it. Travel. And a little bit of frustration as Samuel Bradbury kind of fell forward, and a little bit of pushing and shoving underneath the basket, but everything's calm now. They're going to clean off the floor a little bit, but Samuel Bradbury is a very big guy, and moving underneath the basket, it just kind of fell forward and took too many steps. Taylorville ball trying to cut the lead from 5 down to smaller. Berkshire driving in, ball's off the mark and doesn't get it to fall. Going the other way, Cameron Thomas. Thomas over to Mason Wright. Wright with 3, in and out, and rebounded by Jace Berkschneider. Over to Raiden Gideon. Gideon goes up with it, and no travel.
It's called for traveling. Taylorville's beating Mattoon down the court, but coming up empty.
I guess, all right. Well, coming the other way, Cameron Thomas. Thomas up to the three-point line, doesn't have anything. Now passes it out on a bounce pass. Trying to get in to Bradbury, but Bradbury passes it, and Taylorville's right there, and Wyatt Shirley picks it up, comes in over to Berkshire, and Berkshire misses, but he gets fouled. And he's going to go to the line to shoot, too.
Mattoon started out the quarter on a 10-0 run. Taylorville's on a 5-0 run at him, and see if Berkshire can stick 2 at the line to come within 3.
That foul was on Mason Wright, his first. Berkshire up with the free throw and gets the first one to fall.
He has 3 on the evening.
Second free throw's up, and that one's good as well. 2 for 2 from Berkshire on free throws here in the second quarter. Josiah Morton, passes the ball over to Mason Wright. Wright over to Thomas. Thomas back to Wright. Wright feigns a shot, then passes it over to Thomas, who shoots the long 3, but goes off the mark. The ball was skirted out of bounds.
Knocked out of bounds by Tyler Heimdus. He was battling position with Bradbury, and Yardley checks in for Bradbury.
Heimdus just kind of looked up, and the ball was just right there, and nothing he could really do about it. Inbounds pass to Josiah Morton. Morton over to Wright. Wright passes it, but way over the outstretched hands of Alex Yardley, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Taylorville ball. Taylorville down by 3, 26-23, 4:01 left in the second quarter.
And Mattoon calls a 30-second timeout.
Very streaky so far for these teams. Taylorville led by a lot, and Mattoon jumped ahead, and then Mattoon really pushed ahead, and then Taylorville battled themselves back and finds themselves down by 3 with 4:01 left in the first half. 26-23, and Taylorville really adapting their game plan as they've been really able to adjust on Bradbury and some of the other big guys at the bottom.
We seem to be hitting a few outside shots. We have been taking the ball to the basket mostly tonight, but Tchaikovsky's came up big with 8 first-half points. Wyatt Shirley hit a big 3, so we should be doing okay. Wyatt Shirley has 7, and Tchaikovsky has 8. And Berkshire gets the ball almost stolen away again.
Times this over to Frederick. Frederick into Shirley. Shirley double team. That gets it out to Frederick. Frederick bounces it, goes up, and good.
Good fake, good move
fake.
by Frederick. And Taylorville within 1 after trailing by 10.
Frederick with a bounce pass and a fake and just goes up for it. It fooled 3 of the Mattoon guys from right underneath the basket. Josiah Morton over to Thomas. Thomas back to Compton. Compton takes 1 dribble, then passes the ball off to Wright. Right over the corner, Morton. And Morton loses the ball. Picked up by Wyatt Shirley, but Wyatt Shirley loses on the dribble, and Cameron Thomas picks it up. Now he loses it, and Shirley picks it up. Shirley coming down the court. Shot was short, but Himes just picks it up. Over to Gideon. Gideon over to Bergschneider, and Bergschneider sets up a play for the first time that I've seen today. Over to Gideon. Gideon back to Bergschneider. Bergschneider over to Shirley. Shirley into Heimsness. Heimsness takes a couple steps and goes up with it. The ball goes out of bounds.
Blocked out of bounds by Yardley. Taylorville inbounds the ball into their own basket.
Long pass over to Shirley. Then Heimsness with a 3. Good!
Taylorville takes the lead after trailing by 10 here in the second quarter. They've scored the last 12. They're on a 12-0 run. And it's 28-26. Stolen by Shirley. Takes the ball to the basket behind his back. Gideon's got it. Taken away. And a foul against Taylorville.
This game has been...
That'll be on Wyatt Shirley, his first, and Taylorville's 6.
This game has been very fast-paced in this first half. Teams really going
Neither
a mile a
team's been
minute.
really taking care of the basketball, though.
No.
Turnovers galore.
Dalton Compton trying to get some space. Stutter steps and passes it around the horn. Over to Morton. Morton over to Carter Smith. Smith back to Morton. Morton in to Yardley, and Yardley passes out to Carter Smith, but Smith misses. And now picking it up is Taylorville on the rebound. Bergschneider getting it down to the bottom of the key and gets it over to Frederick, who goes up for it but loses the ball. And driving in and missing it is Mason Wright. And once again, Wyatt Shirley entered the basket with a good rebound. And now going the other way and reaching.
Stolen away.
Dalton Compton, who goes up for it. No foul on the reach-in, and now it's going to go the other way. 2 points.
Dalton Compton has 14 here, and it's tied the game at 28.
Shirley over to Bergschneider. Bergschneider over in the corner to Tyler Heimsness, and Heimsness gets tripped up.
And that'll be the 5th foul on Mattoon, so Taylorville inbounds the ball underneath their own basket.
Mattoon wanted a travel call, but
Cameron Himes just checks in for Wyatt Shirley.
now Heimsness inbounds it to Gideon. Gideon back to Heimsness, the younger brother over to Tyler. Over to Bergschneider up at midcourt. Gets it over to Cameron. Cameron into Bergschneider. Takes a couple steps, drives in, gets it, and gets it to drop, and the foul.
Bergschneider takes the ball on the left side of the basket better than anybody I've seen here in high school. And puts the ball in the basket with his left hand, which is not his usual shooting hand.
Well, they've been trying to get that all night, and he finally got the call. Free throw up, and that one's good.
And now he has 7.
Perfect 3 for 3 on his free throws tonight here in the second quarter.
That's a good sign because he's the one that we're going to have. He's going to have the ball in his hands at the end of the game. He needs to become a better free throw shooter.
31-28 in favor of Taylorville. Less than a minute left in the first half. Taylorville pressing a little bit. Gideon guarding Milton. Middleton over to Morton. Morton goes up with it, and it's going to go the other way as he kicks the ball out of bounds. Now Taylorville will take over. 41 seconds left. 31-28 in favor of the Tornadoes. Now a couple personnel changes for Mattoon and
currently
Taylorville.
on a 15-2 run here in the last 5.5 minutes.
Shirley coming down the court. Over to Bryce Frederick, who's wide open. Frederick gets fouled.
Fouled by Yardley, going up for a basket. Frederick took it strong and drew the foul.
And it's nice to see Frederick be a little bit confident under the basket. The first couple games that we saw, he wasn't as confident going up with those under the basket shots. But free throw up from Frederick, and that's going to be good after it bounces around a couple times. Taylorville, after a slow start in the second quarter, really coming alive here in the last 4 minutes. Frederick with the second free throw up, and that was good as well.
Currently, Taylorville's on a 17-2 run, and there's 36.6 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Mattoon started the quarter on a 10-0 run, so Taylorville's got a 5-point lead.
Middleton into Compton. Compton comes across midcourt, guarded by Himes and Berkshire. Berkshire steals the ball. Now coming down on the fast break and gets it to fall in the foul.
Again, Berkshire stole the ball from Compton at midcourt, drove to the basket, made the basket, got fouled by Compton. And that's the 8th foul on Mattoon, but Berkshire will shoot just one, making the made basket. So.
And that's his first miss. 23 seconds left. Double Middleton over to Thomas, and 10 seconds as they could not get the ball across midcourt, and it's going to be a turnover on the violation. Taylorville doing a very good job of pressing here late in the first half. Second quarter action, 35-28 in favor of Taylorville. Tyler Himes is into Bergschneider. Bergschneider coming down, gets across midcourt. Passes over to Chakowski, back to Bergschneider. Bergschneider under it, and stolen easily by Bradbury. Now going the other way. 3, 2, 1, and time will expire. Let's see if they actually, yeah, they're going to end it. And that will be the end of the first half. Huge end for Taylorville as they streak into the locker room on a big momentum push. They lead 35-28 at the end of the first half.
Just a tale of two different quarters, or halves of quarters. The first minute and 46 seconds, Mattoon went on a 10-0 run to take a 26-16 lead. In the last 6 minutes and 14 seconds of the second quarter, Taylorville outscores Mattoon 19-2 and leads by 7 here at half. Bergschneider came alive here in the last minute and a half, scored 6 points to end the half, and he finishes the half with 9. But we're getting very good points scored by Sean Tchaikovsky with 8, Wyatt Shirley with 7, Tyler Hines has 5, and Raiden Gideon has a bucket. That's Taylorville's, let's figure it up. Bryce Frederick has 2, and maybe somebody else scored. I'll look at it.
Frederick has 4 because he's got
Frederick has 4.
Two,
right.
And then the 2 free throws.
So that's Taylorville's 35. And for Mattoon, they're led by Dalton Compton with 14. Cameron Thomas has 5. Sam Bradbury has 4. And who am I missing there?
Cameron Thomas has 5 as well.
Cameron Thomas has 5. So, again, 35-28. Taylorville leads by 7.5. And we've played good. So we've turned the ball over a little bit too much.
And both teams have been very sloppy with the turnover.
The press did hurt us a little bit, but we've solved it so far, and we lead by 7.
Well, and that was one of the big question marks against Muhammad was once Muhammad started pressing, Taylorville could not figure out how to break it. They ended up giving up some easy points, especially in the third quarter. But they were able to easily handle it today and were able to really move the ball around well to get themselves points up on the board.
Right, beginning of the second quarter, looked like Mattoon was going to blow Taylorville out of their own gym. And Taylorville called timeout by Coach Brown. Whatever he said to him must have worked. And now Taylorville has a 7-point lead at half.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break here and catch our breath. You're listening to Taylorville Tornado Basketball. Taylorville leads 35-28. It's halftime here in Taylorville. You're listening to News Talk WTIM. All right, we're going to stay here for just a second while I get this up and running here. And appreciate you all hanging out with us today. My name is Leroy Clamola. Alongside me, Bruce Barry, and a very, very exciting basketball game so far. And glad to have you with us. You know, you look at these two teams, and both teams really got off the gates fast. And Taylorville sits with a 7-point lead at the end of the second quarter. All right, well, now we'll be right back. You're listening to News Talk WTIM Taylorville Tornado Basketball.
Most people understand the need for life insurance, but not many want to talk about why it's essential to your financial plan. It may seem intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. Don't be overwhelmed. Get started with Country Financial. Call Doug McKenney today at 217-287-2332, and he can work with you to find life insurance that gives you the protection you need at a price you can afford. Life insurance policies issued by Country Life Insurance Company and Country Investors Life Assurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
Hi, this is Bob at Apple Auto Service. We offer brake service, wheel alignment, shock and strut replacement, ball joints, hub bearings, and springs. Apple Auto Service. We do oil changes, flush radiators with new antifreeze, chains, transmission filters, and fluid. Apple Auto Service. We install air filters and wiper blades. Apple Auto Service. Oh yeah, we install mufflers, exhaust, and custom exhaust too. So come to Apple Auto Service and let us get your car ready for the driving ahead. Apple Auto Service, where quality and value go the extra mile for you.
The new Taylorville Memorial Hospital is opening soon, and with it comes enhanced patient care for you and your loved ones. The new facility was designed with you in mind, delivering more comfort, convenience, and privacy. We're building a healthier Taylorville for families, for patients, for everyone. Open soon. The new TMH. Learn more at TaylorvilleMemorial.org.
CNB Bank and Trust wants to help you open doors to great deals with our Bazing powered accounts. You have access to over 360,000 discounts where you live, work, and travel. It's simple. Open up a gateway or premium checking account, download the Bazing app, and start saving. That's not all. Cell phone protection, ID theft aid, and roadside assistance are all included as well. Stop by any one of our 19 locations and see what door we can help you open. CNB Bank and Trust, helping to open doors since 1854. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And welcome back to Taylorville Tornado Basketball. 4 minutes left here in intermission. Taylorville with I'm not even going to say it, but Taylorville with a nice lead, 35-28, and that's about the words I'm going to use because I don't want to jinx anything, but a very good first half for them. Taking a look at foul trouble, not a whole lot of problems, especially for the Tornadoes. They have nobody, I don't think they have anybody with more than one.
No.
And Alex Yardley has two, as far as I'm tracking, for Mattoon. So foul trouble, not that big of a deal. They're laying in play. And because they're laying in play, we were seeing a little bit more aggressiveness, especially under the basket.
Right, and reckless abandon as they're going to the basket. And Taylorville's came up empty quite a few times. But at the end of the game, Jace Berksnyder has 9 points, and they're all on drives to the basket. That's his game. He's going to have to continue that in the second half. The JV team lost tonight, 61-43, I believe was the final score. But like I said, we'll be in action tomorrow night at Rochester. Early start. The JV game starts at 5. The varsity at 6:30. So people up to Christmas shopping, come to that game at Rochester tomorrow night and support your Tornadoes.
Yep, we will have coverage about 15 minutes before the game starts. Should be around 6:15, but as always, that always varies on whenever the JV game ends. So I know we started about 5 minutes late today. So 35-28, Taylorville Tornadoes lead here at halftime. Glad to have you with us for a huge Tornado Apollo Conference basketball game. Both teams trying to get their second conference victory on the year, get themselves back to 500 in conference play. And Taylorville doing everything they can and shooting the ball well, especially right off the bat in the first quarter. They were really able to come out the gate shooting well. End of the first quarter, both teams tied 16 apiece. But starting the second quarter, Mattoon went on a 10-0 run. And Taylorville said, well, we can do that too. And they went on a 15-2 run. And that's where we sit right now, 35-28. Taylorville with a nice lead. And Dalton Compton has really, really been playing well for Mattoon. The senior guard for Mattoon has 14 points so far, including 2 absolutely beautiful free throws that didn't touch a thing on the shot. And that's where we sit right now. And Bruce, we're going to need to see more of that from Taylorville, especially from Berkshire here in the second. One way that they're going to be able to do that is by figuring out how to solve the big man up front, Samuel Bradbury. And so far, they've done a good job of handling him.
Held him to 4 points, and he's stayed out of foul trouble, so look for him to play more in the second half. He got taken out for a couple minutes each time to rest in each quarters. And the referee's been letting him play underneath there, so let's hopefully Taylorville can come out on the great end of a victory tonight and go to 4-4 on the season and drop Mattoon to a game under 500 as they came in tonight's game 4-4.
All right, we got about a minute left, which means that we can take a chance to thank our sponsors, Christian County, Senior Citizens of Christian County, exclusive sponsor of the Taylorville Tornadoes free throws, and our friends at Landmark who donate $3 to the Tornado Sports Boosters for every 3-point basket made. And so far, $9 or $12, excuse me, to the Tornado Sports Boosters, as Taylorville has 4 threes so far. 1 from Tyler Heimses, 1 from Wyatt Shirley, and 2 from Sean Jakowski, including 1 wide open 3-point shot, which I think even Bruce, you could have hit that one. So, but that's where we sit, 35-28. And listen for the Tornadoes Country Financial Doug McKinney post-game or player of the game announced in the post-game. We're going to get started here. Taylorville going to inbounds the ball, and inbounding the ball is Tyler Heimses. Berkshire set to receive.
You've never seen me shoot, Leroy. That's why the coach always made me take the ball out.
Well, you played more basketball than I did. I promise you that much. Miss on the shot. Now it's going to go the other way. And Mason Wright bringing the ball down over to Meade Johnson. Johnson over to Cameron Thomas. Thomas back to Compton. Compton getting around the horn, and then underneath the basket was Bradbury, but now a foul
on Tchaikovsky again.
The battle
grabbed Bradbury's arm there, and they called it. So it's his second foul. He's going to watch himself underneath. I think this game will be played refereed a little bit tighter here in the second half.
Bradbury up with it. He gets 2 points. And he's such a big weapon underneath the basket just because of his height and his size. Now coming down the other way, Wyatt Shirley. Shirley loses it, but grabs it, picks it up again. Now out to Jakowski. Back to Bergschneider, and Bergschneider takes it up at midcourt, setting it up over to Raiden Gideon. Gideon back to Bergschneider. Bergschneider over to Shirley, and Shirley into Gideon, but Gideon can't go anywhere. So he passes it back out to Shirley, who gets it over to Bergschneider, and now foul on the floor as Bergschneider kind of wailed around trying to get something. And he gets it. So
Mattoon wanted a jump ball, but he grabbed Berkshires wrist before he got the ball. And good call by Travis Guess.
That will be a foul on Meade Johnson, his second. Their first. And now a 3 from Wyatt Shirley, and that went in. That didn't look like it was going to go in, but it did. Took a
nothing
nice,
but net.
Comfortable shot. Cameron Thomas. Thomas over to Compton. Compton in, and not a close shot. Now a whistle gets blown, and again, just a battle under the basket between Bradbury and Chakowski.
That one goes against Bradbury. His first, the team's second here in the second half.
Bergschneider with a long pass over to Shirley. Shirley drives in on Bradbury and gets it over to Gideon. Now a scramble on the floor as everyone goes down. There's Bradbury down there. So is Meade Johnson, and slow to get up is Raiden Gideon, and Gideon in a little bit of pain.
He got him a face full of floor right there. Nose plant, I used to call him, Leroy.
It don't feel good on that hardwood floor.
Shakes it off. Good hustle by Gideon. He drew the jump ball.
All three of those guys really trying to get in there and get that ball. And again, the aggressiveness from both Mattoon and Taylorville really being shown here tonight.
Jump ball, and it'll alternating possession to Mattoon. Taylorville leads by 8, their biggest lead of the game.
Johnson across midcourt. Takes a long three, and that one's good. His first three of the third quarter, his second three of the night. Bergschneider coming down and gets a blocking foul called on Meade Johnson. Boy, Bergschneider really plays this game dangerously. But he's able to get the call, and foul is going to be on Meade Johnson, his third on the night. Tyler Himesness over to Raiden Gideon. Gideon up, and Gideon gets his shot blocked and goes out of bounds. It'll stay Taylorville ball. They're going to need to utilize more of the fake outs, especially with these big guys underneath the basket. Tyler Himesness into Wyatt Shirley. Shirley trying to get some space as he's guarded closely by Cameron Thomas. Couple passes, and now Tyler Himesness picks it up. Slipping, sliding a little bit. Now loses the ball, and Cameron Thomas picks it up. There's a little bit of sliding underneath by the free throw line on Taylorville's side. Something to keep an eye on as the game progresses. Mason Wright over to Cameron Thomas. Thomas goes down the lane and steps on the line, and it's going to be Taylorville ball. 38-33, 5:35 left here in the third quarter. Taylorville holding on to a 5-point lead. Jace Bergschneider coming down the double team, but gets some space, and it's it over to Wyatt Shirley, and Shirley misses. Bradbury with the rebound and gets it out to Meade Johnson. Now driving down the lane. Oh, a huge foul. Shirley,
foul on Bergschneider, I believe.
Landed on top of the shooter, and the shooter is Meade Johnson. It's a good block, but he just came far too forward and landed all on top of him.
Second foul on Bergschneider. The Tornadoes second of the third quarter, and Mattoon at the line for 2.
Johnson.
First one is good.
The Green Wave was 3 for 4 for their free throws in the first half. And 1 for 2 from Meade Johnson. Taylorville with the rebound. Raiden Gideon picking it up. Now over to Bergschneider. And again, the three-quarter press from Mattoon. And Taylorville able to get around it. Now Tyler Himesness takes a couple stutter steps, but no call, and gets 2 points.
Looks like he wanted to pass and didn't find anybody open and shot the little 8-footer and went in.
Cameron Thomas over to Johnson. Johnson over to Mason Wright, and into Bradbury. The ball gets stolen, and now it's going to step. They're saying he's out of bounds.
We defended Bradbury, the big 6'8" sophomore, Mattoon underneath there. Mattoon calls the timeout.
40-34, 4:42 left here in the third quarter. Taylorville playing exceptionally good basketball tonight, Bruce.
They look good.
You look at these two teams, and they've really been kind of even, especially in the first half, with both sides really having streaks of long runs. But Taylorville's been able to kind of weather the storm here in the third quarter and is still holding on to that lead as they lead by 6 with 4:42 left in the third. Now the timeout is over, and coming back onto the floor as inbounding the ball will be Mee Johnson.
I'm really impressed with this Dalton Compton for Mattoon.
Bradbury over to Thomas, and Thomas passes to Johnson, who gets fouled by Tyler Heimsness, I think.
Right. Taylorville's third foul of the half.
Heimsness
second.
Heimsness tried to get in there to steal the ball, but he caught way too much of the shoulder, and he got picked up for the blocking foul. Inbounds pass to a wide open Mason Wright, and Wright picks up 2 points, 40-36. A full court press from Mattoon. Inbound to Bergschneider. Bergschneider coming down, and Bergschneider gets fouled. It was right in front of Coach Brown, and I've never seen somebody stand up so fast. He wanted that foul from a mile away.
That's second foul on Compton. Mattoon's fourth. They're calling it a little tighter in the second half.
Tyler Heimsness guarded by Bradbury. Now out to Aiden Gideon. Gideon had thought about shooting, but he changed his mind. Now gets it over to Shirley. Shirley to Bergschneider. Chikowski under the basket, goes up and fouled. And there, finally, they call it. He got fouled the first time he went up there. No call. And then he went up again. And that time, Mattoon got all of him and got picked up he'll go to the line to shoot. And foul was on Mason Wright, and that's Wright's third. 5 fouls so far, and
Tarkowski misses the first free throw.
5 fouls so far for Mattoon.
They got 2 guys in a little bit of foul trouble, Mee Johnson and also Mason Wright. And Tarkowski makes that one, and he's got 9.
Going the other way, the green wave. Looking for something is Mee Johnson. Johnson gets it over to Thomas. Now driving in, and it's going to be a charge. It's going to be a charge. Dalton Compton coming down and planting his feet very well with Chikowski.
Chikowski took care of the charge there.
And
getting a little chippy out there with the basket now, isn't it?
Yeah, and we were wondering about that a little bit earlier, just based on how aggressive both teams were in the
That's the third foul
half.
against Dalton Compton. So Mattoon has 3 players with 3 fouls, and it's called for a foul there is Malik Carter-Smith. And I believe Jace Bergstein will go to the line for a 1 and bonus.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Taylorville with 3 minutes and 51 seconds left in the third quarter is already in the bonus.
A lot of fouls there in just a few moments. Misses the shot, but gets his rebound and then goes up with it. Misses it again, and now a scramble for the ball, and picking it up is Cameron Thomas. Cameron Thomas. Thomas picks it up, driving it on the lane, guarded by Wyatt Shirley, and Shirley's going to pick up a foul. The question will be whether it was before the shot.
Shooting 2.
He will shoot 2.
Cameron Thomas will go to the line.
It's Wyatt Shirley's second foul. Taylorville has 4.
He has 5. This is that one. Both teams are not shooting very well at the line here in the third quarter. And he makes that one. Taylorville leads by 4.
Full court press from Mattoon. Taylorville, Graydon Gideon under the basket, out to Chikowski with 3, and good! Takes a couple bounces, but a favorable bounce for Chikowski, and that's his first field goal of the third quarter.
He has 12. Good scoring night by Chikowski. He's going to get called for a foul here, and it's his third.
A little bit of pushing and shoving under the basket.
Bryce Frederick jumps off the bench and heads in for Tchaikovsky. Trzaskowski's played great on the offensive end and did a Heeman's job on the defensive end. He did get called for his third foul.
He's had a very tough assignment tonight, and missing it is Malik Carter-Smith.
Bradbury gets called for that foul.
Berkshire landed on his butt.
And they'll shoot bonus. I think Bryce Frederick will go to the line to shoot 1-and-1.
Free throws, of course, sponsored by Senior Citizens of Christian County. Bryce Frederick to shoot. Mattoon crowd behind this, getting a little chippy as they find themselves down. Missed by Frederick. Getting the rebound is Meade Johnson. Johnson comes across midcourt. Driving in on the lane, goes up with it, and 2 points for Meade Johnson. He's got 5. Or 6 in the third. 6 in the third quarter for him. And a good transition shot from Raiden Gideon.
We beat the press that, and the best way, if you beat the press, is take the ball to the basket, and Raiden Gideon has a layup.
Going around the horn, and a lot of pushing and shoving between Bradbury and Frederick under the basket. Meade Johnson, and Wyatt Shirley steals the ball. Driving in, going up with Bergschneider, and 2 points for Jace Bergschneider. His first field goal of the third quarter.
He has 11, and Taylor's lead is 9.
The three-point shot is short from Cameron Thomas, and picking a foul on Wyatt Shirley as Shirley tried to get the ball. Looked like he got all ball, but they called the foul anyway.
16 foul on Taylorville, so they'll be in the bonus next time also.
Inbounding the ball now will be Meade Johnson. A little bit aggressive here in the third quarter, Bruce.
Cameron Hyde just checks in for Raiden Gideon.
Inbounds pass over to Cameron Thomas. Thomas back to Johnson. Johnson around the horn. Picking it up is Carter Smith. Smith back. Picking it up. And a shot. But no basket. And another foul into the basket. And that was going to be on Alex Yardley.
Pittsburgh. And now Raiden Gideon will check in for Wyatt Shirley.
Coach for Mattoon asking some questions to the referee. Now coming down, Cameron Heimstis over Raiden Gideon. Gideon over the basket. Ball goes off the hands and rebounded by Mattoon. Thomas down in the corner over to Carter Smith driving in and on the floor and a foul.
That one will go against Tyler Heimses, and Mattoon will go to the line and shoot 1-and-1. Third foul on Heimses. This has been just a foul fest this third quarter. There's been 16 fouls on both teams in the first 6.5 minutes. So we'll be shooting free throws from here on out for both teams the rest of the game.
Malik Carter-Smith makes the first free throw. The Green Wave still down by 8. With a minute 33 left in the third quarter, 48-40. Second free throw up from Carter Smith is also good. Now ball gets knocked out of bounds, so it'll stay Taylorville ball. Josiah Morton knocks the ball out. So Heimsness will just move a little bit farther down. And now coming in will be Jakowski in place of Tyler Heimsness. Jakowski looking for the guy. He finds Bergschneider. Now Bergschneider driving, doesn't have anywhere to go. Gets it over to Cameron Heimsness, who gets it back to Bergschneider, who's coming around him. And over to Gideon. Gideon fakes it, then goes up with it, gets the ball knocked out.
Yardley.
And now coming in is Bergschneider, and up with it was that
Bryce Frederick, and he's got a basket.
50-41, 1:12 left in the third. Thomas over to Johnson. Johnson waiting, guarded by Raiden Gideon, and Gideon's going to pick up a foul. Both teams getting just
17th foul of the quarter, and there's still a minute to go here in the third quarter. Meade Johnson go to the line for 1-and-1. And he rolls it in.
second shot is up, and that one's good as well. He's 3 for 3 for his free throws here in the third quarter. Jakowski over to Cameron Himes. Himes is across midcourt, driving down the lane, then gets it over to Frederick. Frederick doesn't have anywhere to go, so he passes it out to Jakowski. Jakowski over to Bergschneider up at the top of the key, then over to Cameron Himes. Himes over to Gideon. Gideon back to Cameron. Cameron over to Jakowski around the horn, and over to Frederick down the bottom of the three-point line. And back over to Jakowski, and Cameron Himes is just playing pass and go here. And over to Bergschneider, as they just have not moved the ball in, just kind of getting it around the three-point line. The ball nearly gets stolen by Josiah Morton, but Taylorville holds on to it. Bergschneider picking it up again, and now just holding on to it up at the midcourt line, closely guarded by Josiah Morton. Bergschneider out to Raiden Gideon. Gideon back to Bergschneider, up to the long three, off the mark as it is long, and now rebounded by Mattoon, coming the other way as the shot expires, and a long shot from Meade Johnson from the half-court line misses the mark, hits the backboard, and goes off, and that's how the third quarter will end, 50-43. Taylorville holding on to a 7-point lead, and crowd's getting a little bit restless.
Right, you said the 7-point lead at half, so both teams scored 15 points here in the third quarter. Mattoon out-fouled Taylorville. That was the story of this quarter. 9 fouls to 8 for Taylorville, 9 on Mattoon. And there's nobody with 4 fouls yet, but some of the Mattoon has 3 players with 3. Taylorville has 2 players with 3. It's been a little chippy under there, and I think a lot of trash talking underneath there. So hopefully the referees will keep this game under control, and I'm sure they will. And we got 8 more minutes left of the fourth quarter here, Travis, or Leroy.
And so we're going to get the fourth quarter underway here as final 8 minutes of the game, and Taylorville doing everything they can to hang on to this lead. All starters back in full. Well, no, Frederick's still in.
Yeah, Taylorville have the ball to start the fourth quarter on the alternating possession. Referee has Tyler Himes put his shirt tail in, and
Himes is to inbounds the ball over to Bergschneider, and Bergschneider over at midcourt, bringing the ball in. Frederick with the screen. Bergschneider doesn't take it. Now he's moving over to his left. Gets it over to Shirley, and then Shirley with a little bounce pass over to Frederick, who goes up and gets 2 points.
And he has 8. That's his largest output of the season. Career high for Bryce Frederick.
Mattoon coming in. Cameron Thomas misses the shot. Wyatt Shirley picks it up on the rebound. Now he'll go the other way over to Bergschneider. No press now. And Mattoon coming back into defensive mode. Gideon over to Bergschneider. Bergschneider into Tyler Himes. Times is out to Shirley. Bergschneider with a long three and in and out. They were picked up by Frederick, who gets 2 points on the second chance
and
shot.
He's got 10. A good defensive, a good offensive rebound by Bryce Frederick. He can.
Meade Johnson, and now ball gets stolen by Wyatt Shirley, and Bergschneider under the basket goes up, and 2 points for Bergschneider. Beautiful steal and going down the other way. Now a timeout called by Mattoon.
Taylorville scores the first 6 points here of the quarter and goes up by 13, their biggest lead of the game.
56-43, 6:48 left. Hey, listen for the Tornadoes Country Financial Doug McKinney, player of the game, announced in the post game right after this quarter. 56-43, 6:48, and as long as we don't go into overtime, we'll have that for you. Glad to have you with us. You're listening to News Talk WTIM, Big 870 across Central Illinois, 96.1 FM in Taylorville. Glad to have you with us. It is 8:46 p.m. on this Friday evening, and Bruce, have you got all your Christmas shopping done?
Got all my Christmas shopping done, Leroy. Just got to get the bills paid once they come back in, right?
Yes. Are you heading up to Chicago?
No, we have a Christmas at my brother Larry's. Both my brothers from Chicago are coming home, so all our families will be at my brother Larry's house on Christmas Eve, and then we go to our own families for Christmas Day.
All right, Chief Wheeler, are you tracking that? That's where the party's going to be at, the Berries. Inbounding the ball is Meade Johnson. Over to Mason Wright, right back to Johnson. Coming down is Cameron Thomas. Thomas over to Compton. Compton trying to get some space, but he doesn't have it. Now the ball gets kicked from Cameron Thomas, but no call. And picking it up is Mason Wright. And then Bradbury going up with it on the little bounce pass, and the foul is going to be called.
That's fouled on Bryce Frederick. His third. So him and Tchaikovsky have been checking on Bradbury most of this game. They both got 3 fouls.
And to their credit, they've done a very good job of keeping Bradbury in check.
And he'll go to the line, and he makes the first. He looks like a good shooter there from the 15-foot line, free throw line. And a big man has to be able to make free throws because he will get fouled quite a bit.
Second shot is up, and that one's good as well.
Perfect also. Mattoon within 11.
Mattoon's been really good at their free throws for the most part. I got to look and see what their totals are for the second half, but they've only missed one in the second half. Bergschneider now closely guarded by Dalton Compton. Coming and now a foul off the ball.
Bergschneider go to the line, and Taylor's in the double bonus here.
Mason Wright picking up his fourth, and the ref explaining to Wright what he did. Wright couldn't believe it. Bergschneider to shoot. And first shot is up from Bergschneider and good.
And he has 14 tonight.
Second shot is up and off the mark, long, but on the ground, and now loose ball. And nobody's picked it up yet. Finally, a jump ball is called as no one really could pick up the ball.
And that'll go to Mattoon on alternating possession.
It's like a greased up football. Everyone trying to pick it up. And
Taylorville had it for a little bit. Brown tried to get a timeout, but was not called. And then Mattoon and Taylorville tied it up, and Mattoon will get the ball in alternating possession. 6:05 remaining here in the fourth.
Taylorville student section, for the most part, all on their feet. Bergschneider picking up the ball off the miss from Mattoon, and now setting up the play. He's the only guy up now with Wyatt Shirley comes up to the top of the key. Gideon under the basket to a wide open Heimsness, and off the mark from Heimsness off the three. Rebounding it is Mason Wright, but stolen by Wyatt Shirley, and now a foul. And a hold call. And that foul will be on Cameron Thomas, and that'll be Thomas's second.
Wyatt Shirley go to the line and shoot 2. Taylorville was enjoying a 12-point lead, 57-45, and Shirley can give him a 13, and now a 14-point lead if he makes the free throw. That'll be Taylorville's biggest lead of the night.
You know, and the thing is both teams have been aggressive all game, but the refs weren't calling in the first, and now they are. And Wyatt Shirley makes the second free throw, 2 for 2 from him. And that's the big difference here, is they're still being super aggressive, but now the refs are calling it a lot more. Cameron Thomas coming around and going up with it, and 2 points for him. His first 2 points of the fourth quarter.
He has 8.
Tyler Heimsness with the ball, closely guarded by Thomas. Trying to get across midcourt, finally does. Gets it over to Wyatt Shirley. Shirley over to Bergschneider, and Bergschneider guarded closely by Dalton Compton. Now gets the ball out to Heimsness underneath the basket, and Bradbury and Shirley just absolutely hugging each other under the basket, but a good basket nonetheless
By Bryce Frederick. He has 12.
And I'll take this Bryce Frederick every night of the year. Ball off the mark and rebounded by Taylorville. picking it up is, of course, Chase Bergschneider. 4:39 left. Taylorville up to a comfortable lead, 61-47. Braden Gideon with the ball over at midcourt. Closely guarded. Now gets it out to Bryce Frederick. Frederick out to Shirley. Shirley guarded by Mason Wright. Then gets it out to Braden Gideon. Gideon across the court over to Tyler Heimses and gets fouled.
Calls for
travel.
Yep. Traveled before he got fouled.
Yep.
4:12 left. Taylorville leads by 14.
He swung his pivot foot, and that's what.
What an offensive night tonight by Bryce Frederick. He's came to play on the offensive end. Did a great job on the defensive end, too.
Well, and we say Chase Bergschneider carries the team, but fantastic offensive outpourings from some of the other guys on this team as well tonight. Now
Tchaikovsky has 12. Frederick with 12. Shirley has 12. So we got 4 guys in double figures. And you're going to win a lot of games if you get 4 guys in double figures.
3 from Bergschneider, but short. Frederick with the rebound, and he tells Heimses to hold it. And Heimses gets it back to Bergschneider. 3:30 left in the fourth quarter. Bergschneider driving and gets 2 points. Bradbury unable to
he has
stop.
16.
And now it's blocking foul, and Coach Brown wanted a charge.
Now Mattoon will go to the line and shoot too, but
Braden Gideon got ran over.
Taylorville's been ballooning this lead to 16-point lead, and Mattoon looks like they're playing very tired here, reaching and fouling. It looks like Mattoon's going to replace all 5 players on the court, at least 4 of them.
First shot from Meade Johnson's a miss. And now here comes the reinforcements, if you will, for Mattoon. Everyone coming in except for Carter Smith. Or no, except for the shooter, Meade Johnson. And Johnson makes the second free throw. Everyone else brand new in here. We'll get you those names as the quarter progresses. Bergschneider coming down now. Guarded by Josiah Morton. Gets across midcourt. Carter Smith on guarding now, and Bergschneider loses the ball off. He tried to go up for the shot. He really didn't have a good hold of the ball, and now it's going to go the other way. 3-point shot off the mark from Josiah Morton, and Taylorville with the rebound. Braden Gideon picking the ball up, hands it over to Wyatt Shirley, and Shirley comes across midcourt. Over to Bergschneider, then Bergschneider back to Braden Gideon. Gideon coming back towards midcourt, now driving the lane, gets it to Bryce Frederick, who is wide open underneath the basket and picks himself up his 8th point of the fourth quarter.
Frederick has 14.
And now 2 points from Meade Johnson, and they kind of played on like it didn't go in the basket. They had to stop the... You made it, bud. You go the other way now. 65-50, 2:20 left in the game. Bergschneider coming down, not challenged. Then over to Frederick, and Frederick gets pushed under the basket, and he'll go to the line to shoot.
Yeah. Well, I've already got my player of the game picked out
I do
tonight,
too, my
Leroy.
friend. I tell you what, and he has had himself a night. Bryce Frederick. Free throw good.
His 15th point. And John Heberling's going to check in. Looks for Bryce Frederick.
Frederick to shoot his second free throw. Shot is up and in.
John Heberling checks in tonight for Bryce Frederick.
And Frederick gets a
with
good
16 points.
And he gets a good round of applause when he comes off the court. And now, foul underneath the basket. And Taylorville will now bring in their reinforcements as well.
And that
Fouls
foul
to be
goes
on
against John Heberling, his first. This game has been nothing but fouls here in the second half, and Taylorville has ballooned to a 17-point lead.
Well, and they've been really able to weather the storm here as far as these fouls are concerned, as Yardley makes the first free throw.
And now Coach Brown empties his bench. Levi Clayton will come in, Cameron Heisler, Dylan Brown, and Cole Repsher. I think Coach Brown's used everyone, probably trying to save a little energy for tomorrow night's game against Rochester.
Second free throw good from Yeardley. 67-52, 2-minute warning. Brown loses the ball and now picked up by Carter Smith, driving the lane, and gets number two. Alex Yardley, who gets a huge slam dunk. That's fine. You're still down by 13, and now foul.
And Dylan Brown will go to the line, and he'll shoot two.
Brown was looking around like...
Well, I'll tell you what, Mattoon is still playing aggressive defense. Coach Brown has emptied his bench, but Mattoon's still playing at full effort.
Yeah.
And Taylorville's going to have to make some free throws because I think Mattoon's going to put us at the line the last minute and 45 seconds. Dylan Brown will go to the line. And he misses that, comes up short. Berkstein finishes the game with 16, I believe.
Really done a good job of getting everything.
Dylan Brown makes that one, 68-54. 14-point Taylorville lead.
Minute 44 left. Jalen Middleton. Shot off the mark from Josiah Morton, not going the other way, but stolen. And Morton going back, getting up with it, and foul under the basket, and that's going to be on Taylorville. And Morton will go to the line to shoot two. Picking up the foul.
Cameron Heisler. No, that went to Levi Clayton.
First shot is up, and Morton misses. 68-54. 88 seconds left in the game. Second free throw up, and that one's good from Morton. Dylan Brown across midcourt. Double teamed. Gets the ball over to Cameron Himes. Himes over to Heberling, and Heberling gets it over to Levi Clayton. Clayton back to Heberling, now under the basket, and it's going to bounce on the line. It's going to go the other way.
Mattoon come within 13, minute 11 left, and they're still playing hard.
Mattoon coming across midcourt. And there's a number one in, but I don't have a number one on my stat sheet, so that's why I haven't been saying his name. Not because I don't want to, because I don't know it.
Yardley might have got away with a walk, but he's called for a foul. That one was against John Heberling, I believe. His second. And Taylorville's picked up a lot of fouls here in the second half also.
Both teams with 10.
I think we each have about 15. Really, they just stopped counting at 10 because it goes to the double bonus. And first one by Yardley is good.
And second one is nearly, took about 3 or 4 bounces and then went in. And the ball gets stolen, but out of bounds by Malik Carter-Smith. And again, I think you were right, Bruce. Mattoon really still being very aggressive here with 56 seconds left. And the game pretty much out of reach as they're down by 11. Tyler Himes is inbouncing the ball now. Carter-Smith guarding closely on the inbounds pass. So Taylorville, Wyatt Shirley in, over to Brown. And the ball gets stolen, then out of bounds. Taylorville, go ahead.
This Dylan Brown's a grandson of a good basketball player from Stonington. Tom DeClerc used to fill it up at Stonington High back in the 60s. That's Dylan Brown's grandfather.
Wow. Shirley over to Tyler Himesness, and back to Shirley, who drives in and gets it over to Cole Repsher, and then Repsher out to Levi Clayton, or Heberling, and Heberling back out Tyler Himesness.
A little bit more calm down. I think Taylorville's probably going to just dribble out the rest of the ball game and come away with an 11-point victory.
So Taylorville will move to 2-2 on the Apollo Conference, and shot long three in the short from Heberling. 9-8-7. Heberling gets it blocked and now stolen. 4-3-2-1.
Yardley dumps it at the buzzer.
As time expires, but too little, too late for Mattoon, and Taylorville gets the win, 68-59. Huge Apollo Conference victory for the Tornadoes, who moved to 2-2 on the conference, Bruce.
Right, and 4-4 overall. We'll play Rochester tomorrow night, and next week we host our own Christmas tournament. Thursday night we play Mount Zion. Friday afternoon we play IVC from Chillicothe. We'll them pay back for the playoff loss in football.
Yes, we do.
And then next Friday night we'll host Galesburg in the final round of the bracket play, and then Saturday we'll have 2 games also. So 5 games for Taylorville next weekend. Thursday night 1, Friday 2, and Saturday they'll play 2 games. And Taylorville has a chance to go 5-4 tomorrow night with a lot of momentum heading into their own holiday tournament.
An absolutely fantastic game from Taylorville, getting shots from almost everybody on the court tonight. A lot of points.
4 different players were in double figures. I think led by Jace Bergsnyder, 16. Bryce Frederick also had 16. Wyatt Shirley, I believe, had 12. And Tchaikovsky had 12. Good ball game by him. But I think the star of the game has to go to Bryce Frederick, but I know we'll name the Doug McKinney player of the game a little bit later. But he just played well on both ends of the court. Offensively, he really stepped up his game and like I said, scored a career high.
Well, and these guys had a tough matchup coming in here. You got Samuel Bradbury, who's 6'8", big guy underneath the basket, does not move easily, and they right off the bat were super aggressive and really able to move him around and do what they needed to do. And when you're playing that kind of game, you're going to get into a little bit of foul trouble, but they did a good job of weathering the storm, and Bryce Frederick really taking control and getting himself probably his best game of the season. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have more highlights from the victory today. Your final score from here, Taylorville Tornadoes 68, the Mattoon Green Wave 59. We'll be right back. You're listening to, we're going to take 10 seconds for station identification. Then we'll play you some of our wonderful sponsors. You're listening to News Talk WTIM, Taylorville Tornado Basketball.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 FM W241 CF Taylorville, 107.5 FM W298 CD Shelbyville, 107.7 FM W299 CP Sullivan.
You've got a pretty full schedule. The last thing you need when you're buying, building, or refinancing your home is a headache over title issues. Hi, this is Jeff Robinson with Advanced Title Group in Taylorville. We're closing in on 2 decades of successful closings, construction escrows, title searches, and title insurance services. Single-family home, farm, or business, avoid the headache. Choose Advanced Title Group in Taylorville. See us at advancedtitlegroup.com. Advanced Title Group, excellence with integrity, that's our policy.
Bored with the same thing for dinner night after night? Then spice things up and come to Los Rancheros Mexican Restaurant, where there's a fiesta all the time. Los Rancheros is serving up delicious Mexican entrees featuring chimichangas, fajitas, burritos, nachos, enchiladas, and more. Try one of their mouth-watering steaks or a seafood dish. Los Rancheros also has soups, salads, and scrumptious desserts like churros and homemade flan. Satisfy your taste buds at Los Rancheros Mexican Restaurant on Bidwell in Taylorville. Adios.
And welcome back to Taylorville Tornado Basketball. As we figure out some of the point totals here tonight, but big games from Bryce Frederick, Jace Bergschneider, Wyatt Shirley with 14. As far as I'm tracking, I think maybe he even had 16.
I got the totals here off the scoreboard. Wyatt Shirley had 12. Bryce Frederick had 16. Sean Tchaikovsky had 12. Jace Bergsnyder tied Fredericks for team high of 16 also. Tyler Himes just had 7. Dylan Brown had a free throw, and I'm not sure, somebody else might have scored. I'll wait till the scoreboard refocuses on the scoring.
But huge game from a lot of guys on this team, and it started off where it was really streaky, both teams kind of jumping out to leads and taking advantage of the other team, but at the end of the day, Taylorville really just used their momentum to take a lead and never look back.
Braden Gideon also had 4 points, and that adds up to 68 for Taylorville. Yeah, Taylorville led 10-5 early in the first quarter. Mattoon caught him at 16 to end the quarter. Then Mattoon went on a 10-0 run to take a 10-point lead. 6 minutes and 14 seconds left in the second quarter. Mattoon led 26-16. Taylorville then went on a 19-2 run to end the second quarter and was up by 7 at half. Mattoon cut the lead to 4, I think it's the closest they got. And Taylorville pulled away here in the fourth quarter, hitting free throws, went up by as many as 18. Coach Brown emptied the bench. Mattoon kept a couple of their starters in and cut the lead to 9. Yardley had 2 big dunks here in the fourth quarter for Mattoon. But all in all, a good game by Taylorville. Anytime you get double figure scoring by 4 different players, including a big 16 points off your bench by 6'4" sophomore Bryce Frederick, most of the times you're going to come away with the victory, Leroy.
18 points for Taylorville from 3-point shots, 6 3-pointers, which means $18 to our Tornado Sports Boosters from our friends at Landmark of Taylorville. Remember, you always do better at Landmark. But they were able to get all facets of their game really working well today. Transition, they were able to handle the fast break. And again, we talked about a little bit at halftime, but that was something that they struggled with against Muhammad.
Right,
was the
Muhammad's
pressure.
press. And they did a fine, this game just got very chippy there in the third and fourth quarters. Came to a game, the last quarter was basically a lot of foul shooting. Taylorville stepped up. Taylorville got a few breakaway baskets. But like I said, it was a hard-fought game, and Taylorville got a lot of momentum headed into tomorrow night's Route 29 showdown with Rochester.
And again, for that Route 29 showdown, we will have all the action as we will be calling that game. Game is supposed to have tip-off around 6:15, or pregame will start at around 6:15. Now, Coach Brown coming over here to join us and talk to us a little bit about the huge victory for Taylorville here in Taylorville. And again, fantastic win. And Coach Brown, congratulations. Big win for you guys. How you feel?
Yeah, man, we were really happy. That was a happy locker room. That was the best game of the season, I thought. We got a little water shower as we were getting ready to talk in the locker room. We did some good celebrating. That's one of our 6 musts, celebrate success. I thought we were really good for 32 minutes tonight.
Bryce Frederick, 16 points, really was able to get under the floor and handle Samuel Bradbury, and really was able to neutralize him as a big threat underneath the basket.
Yeah, I thought Bryce was just fantastic tonight. I mean, we've been trying to get him going, and just trying to, be patient with him. Don't put too much pressure on him. We, stopped starting him when Sean, really came around after his groin injury. But man, this was a breakout party for Bryce Frederick. We've been waiting for this. I mean, he had a great summer. He practices so stinking hard. He dominates in practice, and we've just been waiting. And it just looked like he was not going to be timid tonight, and he didn't back down from Big Sam Bradbury.
Game was really, really aggressive in the first half. Not a whole lot of fouls called, and then kind of shifted the other way in the second half. How did you get your guys to adjust there as far as the chippiness and the aggressiveness?
There's a little history there with Mattoon. We've had a couple of weird games in the past. Bruce has been on and seen a couple of those games, but our guys, I thought, just handled their stuff well. Their composure was really good tonight. I think a part of it, we didn't. I thought Mattoon was really over aggressive on defense. I thought they got burned on it just a little bit. And we were going to get our fouls inside the paint against them, and we used quite a few of them. But our bigs tonight were fantastic. Sean Jakowski and Bryce Frederick both guarding both of their post players were just great tonight.
Big game against Rochester tomorrow night. Huge momentum from this game. How important was this win going into Rochester?
Well,
tomorrow
it was so nice to win. I would have taken a 1-point victory, but I thought we played well tonight. This one just felt different tonight. The energy level was high, and doggone it, we don't have to hit our first shot of the game to have high energy for 32 minutes. That's just a part of, we got to be mature. When we miss a couple shots, we still got to have high energy. And tonight we hit our first 2 threes, and it just felt like we were ready to kick some butt all night. But we've got to still grow. We're not a great shooting team, but man, when we're hitting, it's a lot of fun, no doubt about it. But Rochester's a little bit improved team this year, and it's going to be a test. It's hard to score points there some years, and it's just big open space behind the baskets. I don't want to get into excuses or whatever, but we've struggled there at times.
All right. Again, congratulations. Most complete victory that I've seen from you guys this year, so congratulations.
Absolutely. That one felt good.
Look forward to doing this again tomorrow night against Rochester.
And you have a Chicago Cubs pencil as well.
I do. I do.
Man, I tell you what, this is going to work out. This is going to work out.
I told you. It works out, Bruce.
Jeez Louise.
He didn't like my Cubs pencil, but we're going to make it work.
That looks like a scorecard pencil.
It is. It is. I went to a couple games this
I score every single game.
Yes.
Absolutely. Get a pencil every game.
My wife thinks I'm insane for doing it, but
I do it.
It's part of tradition.
I keep them all.
So, yes.
Yeah. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach Brown. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Carp. Thank you.
That was Coach Brown sitting with us for a few minutes to talk about a huge victory, and he's a little wet from the shower.
I think you're a little insane keeping the scorecard yourself at the Major League games. I can usually keep their batting averages in my head, Leroy. So.
You got to remember, we're not all as smart as you are.
We'll have to go to a Cub game this coming summer,
really do.
Leroy.
We really do.
I'd just like to wish the Illini good luck tomorrow in the bragging rights game.
Absolutely.
I think this is the 38th or 39th year of the bragging rights game. I've probably been to 35 or 36 of them.
Wow.
I've missed a couple. I'm going to miss tomorrow due to Taylorville-Rochester game, plus I'll have a little mayoral duty to do tomorrow at noon. But a friend of mine, Ronnie McCavitz, has been to every one of the bragging rights games.
You're watching Tommy TV.